movements. You've done the upper back just on one side, focus more on that one side, and then you would have covered up and gone back and repeated, so you would have done your movements on the other leg, and then you would have come up and concentrated on that upper back. So basically you've done 1, 2, 3, 4 by now, and then we're back up at the top. Okay, so we're back up at the top. Yeah, okay.
So we don't do
To
the
get
back as a whole then, we just do 2 halves then?
2 halves, and then we're going to do, now we're going to do the rest.
No,
So
I
the
did
first
that, I
3
did that at
moves.
home with someone, and they, honestly, you should have seen them, they were just away with it.
Oh, the
Doing it that way,
Doing it
just
this
doing a
way?
normal full body massage, but that way,
yeah,
doing that whole one side, it made such a difference, and they said they loved it.
it's quite nice.
I'd never done it that way
It's a
before.
lot more inclusive. I mean,
Yeah.
when I do Ayurvedic training for people, we just were backing up and down
Especially
the
when
full
you're usually gonna
body.
hold down the one side as well, a pain.
Full body all the time. I'm just going to do some tapping, guys. Megan, are you ready now with
Yep.
you?
We're recording.
I'm just trying to keep this in the sequence that I've got. I just go off on one actually when I'm doing this. I do it so many different ways depending on my clients. It's so hard to stick to what I've given you guys. So I'm just doing a wee bit of tapping, okay, and it's just to release the heat. Sharon, how are you? Yeah, you okay? Okay. So then the first movement, I'm just going up and down with effleurage, but I'm going to stay here this time, okay? Is that okay? Okay, so I'm going to go down and lightly back up, and then I'm just going to move outwards. Push down, give the top of the hips a wee bit more attention. Pressure. Are you okay with that? Is it too hot? No. Okay, so I just want to include everywhere. Okay, so a wee bit of tapping, and then get into your effleurage. So you can do that about 3 times. Push down on the hips now. And round. Down. And into the hips. Okay. And then I'm just going to apply pressure. Okay. Right over the top of the shoulders. Pressure. Just really taking that heat into the tissues now. Okay, you tell me if this is too hot. Oh. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm always doing some stretches now with this. 1, 2, 3. So when I'm doing it, I tend to rock a wee bit just to loosen out and open up the top shoulder muscle area. 3, your space down. 2, 3. Just pressuring down. Okay, I'm going to come back in again. And then I've got effleurage again, haven't I? The full back. I'm going to do it a wee bit differently.
Says then it's shoulders, kneading over upper shoulders, over scapula, and then drainage.
So I've got my kneading first then. Yeah. Okay. So doing your pressures, and then we're going back into kneading. Okay. But you're up here this time, and you're using both compresses. Okay. So effleurage, the full back, slide down, push down into the buttocks and the sciatic nerve area. Cover the back from the inside out, so go down the side of the erector spinae muscle and then just work in bands, so you've covered everything with your effleurage movements. You come back up to the top and you're going to start doing a bit of padding or a bit of pressure into the top of the scapula area, and then just get right up to the shoulders and start doing those pressures or those stretches. So all the stretches are pushing down towards the feet. once you've given that a wee bit of attention, you can move into this double-handed kneading that I'm doing now. Okay, and I think I've got ×6, but just whatever you feel okay with your time. But essentially they're just getting a lot of heat up around the scapular area and the top of the shoulders, which is where it's needed. What have I got after that? Effleurage?
No, it doesn't say. It just says return to side of bed, full back drainage,
Yeah.
full back gentle tapping, full back stroking,
That's fine.
and then stretches.
That's fine. That's all right. Okay, so I'm going to come down. And just what Megan was saying, full back drainage. I'm going to do it with both. Okay, so really, really nice. A lot of heat now going into the body. Okay, now I'm going to turn around. And again, anytime you need to get somewhere, just do a bit of sliding. Double effleurage.
Oh, something at the door.
It's a beauty girl. It's a beauty girl.
And tapping, Megan.
Yep, so gentle tapping pressure up either side of the back ×3,
And then stroking.
and then stroking outwards ×3.
Okay. So you double-handed effleurage either side of the spine. And then we can go back into some tapping just to wake all those meridians up again. And it's up to you, and it depends where the hands are and so on as well. But you know, I like to be quite inclusive when I'm doing a massage. I tend to. I think that's just all my training with the Ayurvedic stuff, that I'm constantly adding a leg, including the upper body again, adding in an arm, including the upper body, including the leg. I go up and down and up and down and up and down. And it just feels so much nicer than that disjointed, a bit of a leg, a bit of an arm. So I'm doing the gentle tapping. I'm just going to move on to this side now. Again, all of this is done with 2 compresses in your hand. So they're getting a real good double whammy of heat. Okay. And then the last one's drainage, isn't it?
Stroking up either side, working outwards.
Okay, so this is quite nice. Okay, we can just finish. Drain off the spine, drain towards the auxiliary area, over the clavicle, to finish. Okay, and this is all in video, guys, so you'll be able to get a copy of it, and you will be able to watch it at home. I do think, having done the front about 3 times, that we're okay to do that. We should just swap over and everybody get a chance to do the back
Yes, please.
movements. Put the whole of the back movements together again. So we've plenty of time to do that today. The front of the body's pretty easy, isn't it? It's just a couple of moves on each side. Okay. And again, I'm just going to do that double stroking movement. All the way up. Okay, so you can kind of aim towards your inguinal nodes, and then you can aim towards your axillary nodes, and you can aim towards your clavicular nodes, okay, because it's all drainage. Okay, and I think I've said cover with a towel, but
Cover,
actually
yeah.
these have cooled down a wee bit. You can do it both ways, and I'll show you both ways, okay? So you want to hook one of them underneath the blade of the scapula, get the other one here, and I tend to rock when I'm stretching, just to tease that stretch out. And then I'm going to change, one in the hip, one in the scapula, And I'm just gonna, so I'm just pushing away from myself. Okay. The hip. Okay with that, Sharon? And then here and here, you can stretch the spine out. These are lovely. I mean, you can use these stretches when you're doing any grounding techniques as well, before you start a massage. And the other way you can do that is over the towel if you feel she's had enough heat. Oops. Or she's a wee bit more sensitive, the heat will come through. And we can stretch.
I know, I feel dead uncomfortable.
And stretching. And stretching. Okay. So that's that upper body routine, and I'll talk you through it while you're doing it. And then we'll be ready to turn them over.